MIT's new experimental water harvester works in extreme climate without power or without filters. We're going to go over the details of this one, but as I talk today, I want to be very clear that this works without electricity or power of any kind. You just plant it and it goes. And the technology that it primarily runs on is condensation over hydrogel, which you can see pictured here. As the article describes it, it is a passive atmospheric water harvester using a vertical panel of hydrogel that absorbs water vapor from the air, which isn't entirely new. But if you've noticed that this hydrogel here looks a little bit more like bubble wrap, well, then you might be onto something, because they did that to increase the surface area and give it a larger capacity for observing water vapor. As the captured water vapor evaporates, the hydrogel domes shrink back down into an origami-like transformation, and the evaporated water then condenses on the glass and flows down the tube as potable water. Another interesting thing about this is that the team decided to use micro or nanoporous hydrogels in order to decrease the amount of salt that gets absorbed in the water, so it doesn't taste like a desalination plant. And at the end of the day, their experiments worked. Theirs had less salt than most other passive collection devices. And let's talk about how much it actually generated. So this device they set up in Death Valley, California, which is one of the most arid places on the planet, and it still produced between about 2 and 5 and some change fluid ounces of drinking water per day just from this window-sized device. It's probably just a little bit bigger than my head, probably about 1 foot by 2 foot there, and it still made a couple of ounces of drinking water, which isn't like that impressive. You know, you can't survive on that. But the device runs passively with no required electricity, no filtering, no maintenance, no nothing. You can just set it out in the worst possible environment on the planet, and it still makes a couple of ounces of water per day, which I think is extremely impressive, because when the Mad Max apocalypse hits us and we're all fighting over water, well, whoever invested in one of these things is going to be sitting pretty, or at least prettier than most.